Hello students, my name is Dr. Shantanu Ganguly. I am the Chief Librarian of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, AIIMS, New Delhi. Today, I am going to discuss on an extremely important area which is called need for marketing of information services. In the other videos, you must have gone through the different aspects of the marketing, but here we are going to look at it, what is the need for a marketing of information services. So, we will look into the different dimensions of the need of a marketing of information service. Now, what is exactly, just let me touch upon a very basic thing about what is marketing. Marketing is about determining the value of your products or services and communicating that information to customers. This is a definition I have taken from the Canada Business School. Also, and Mosman 1997 and Gokogu 2006 positioned that marketing includes determining the market niche, defining products and services, setting prices, promoting services and building a good public relations. In the university library setting, marketing library and information services entails understands the objectives of the library, researching the needs of the target market, packaging the library and its services to meet these needs, promotion of the library and its services to attract the target and pricing. And it is important that libraries first create a clear vision of their values and of their contributions to the university, its faculty, staff and students and to the society. Why information is important in marketing? Marketing information and research address the need for quicker yet more accurate decision making by the marketer. These tools put marketeers close to their customers to help them understand who their customers are, what they want, and what competitors are doing. So, lot of marketing informations, and that's why that has given a lot of birth to marketing research also, because for the the information provider, this is an extremely important area because it is important for the decision making process for anybody who is involved in the marketing area. So, need to understand these nuances of that. What does service marketing require? Service marketing requires you to understand that what you are really selling is an intangible product, something that can't be physically touched. There is no physical product with services because they are intangible. So, your services marketing efforts require you to wrap all of those intangible benefits. And let me tell you students, this particular area, especially the word intangible product which is there highlighted, is a very, very important component you to understand. The reason being, you are into a information service industry. You are providing an information product service or as an information service. Now, the service which you are providing, you cannot physically touch it, but you have to, but you are providing a service or you are selling a service, and it is an intangible product. But still you need to understand the different kinds of the attributes or the characteristics of that intangible product which you are providing as a service to your customers. What are the services involved in marketing? Services marketing typically refers to both business to consumer, business to business services, and including the marketing of services such as telecommunication services, financial services, all types of hospitality, tourism, leisure and entertainment services, car rental services, healthcare services and many more. It's a never ending. Here, two of the important services which I would like to specifically, three of them rather, I want to specifically mention here. One is basically the hospitality, which is extremely important. You need to understand that in great details, because in this particular thing, the service in this service industry, the different types of the hotels, the kind of service which they provide is enormous. And one of the important thing is branding. Second thing is the ambience and the quality of the service which is provided. The other is your tourism industry, which is a very big industry today, and especially a country like in India, where you find that a huge employment is because of the tourism and leisure industry. So that particular service is extremely important when you provide your reference or referral service and your entertainment service. In fact, there are several, clubs are there, special institutions are there, like for example, India Habitat Center, India International Center. These are very, very special entertainment areas where people at the end of the day, they spend their time by reading books, by different magazines, or writing down something. Even there are some of the very interesting places, like for example, Gymkhana clubs. So this is a very, very important, service industry which we need to understand. The role of marketing information system. A market information system sets out the framework used by organizations to collect, organize, store, analyze and distribute information for the purposes of marketing decision making. The information obtained through research will be fed through the system for purpose of storage, analysis and distribution. What are the sources of marketing information? There are 5 major sources of information in marketing the research. They are the primary data, the secondary data, information from the respondent, experimentation data and the simulation data. The sources of primary and the secondary data have already been discussed in the previous classes, and in several other videos you will find. Well, information from the respondents, which is basically a kind of a feedback system, different kinds of the user survey that are conducted among the different stakeholders to collect the first-hand information from them regarding the kinds of services, the improvement which is required, the products, the services, the ambience, the infrastructures, everything that is required. And then the experimentation. Somebody develops something very new, it puts it on an experimentation bed, and we find out that whether the things are happening in a proper order or not. And then the simulation model, when we collect a large number of statistical data, we run a simulation model on that. What are the 7 P's of service marketing? Services marketing are dominated by the 7 P's of marketing process, namely product, price, place, promotion, people, process and physical evidence. Here I would like to emphasize that all the 7 P's which have been marked here as far as the service marketing is concerned are extremely relevant and responsive oriented as far as the library information science subject is concerned. What is a service marketing strategy? Services marketing strategy focuses on delivering processes, experiences and intangibles to customers rather than physical goods and transactions. Many services such as hotels, transportation and healthcare are offerings in and of themselves and are the primary revenue producing activities of the firms. What is service marketing in simple words? Service marketing is a concept which focuses on business of the non-physical intangible goods. Service marketing is done for company given benefits which cannot be seen, touched, felt or etc. These are benefits which are driven mostly by the people, the processes which are involved, and cannot be kept by a customer. What are the 10 sources of information from where the information sources are generally collected? These are basically the books, the encyclopedias, the magazines, the databases, the newspapers, the library catalog, and the internet. Now, what are the most important and primary resources used in marketing? The main sources from where the primary data can be obtained are salesmen, dealers, consumers, etc. It is a very slow process of collecting data and involves huge cost, but results obtained from this data are original and tend to be more accurate and reliable. What are the products in marketing? In marketing, a product is anything that can be offered to a market that might satisfy a want or need. In retail, the products are called merchandise. In project management, products are the formal definition of the project deliverables that form the objectives of the project. What are the 7 elements of a marketing plan? The 7 elements of a marketing plan keeps the sales in pipeline in full scale. The market research. Now, this is one of the very strong backbone of the marketing plan. The target market, a well-designed target market description identifies your most likely buyers, positioning, competitive analysis, market strategy, the budget, and the metrics. Information marketing by the university libraries facilitates promotion of the use of information resources, create perception of need and thereby creating a demand, ensure the optimum use of information, improve the image and status of the libraries and library professionals, tackle the problems of rising costs of reading materials, journals and databases, cope with the information explosion, introduce the cutting-edge ICT systems in library services, and the balancing shrinking funds, save libraries from devaluation, save libraries from declining the reader support, uphold the dictum that information is power. There is a relationship exists between the academic librarian versus the marketing. Marthe in 2000 says that academic librarians have no option but to get seriously involved in planning and implementing of marketing strategies in their libraries. He states that there are very good reasons why we should do this, because marketing is an important weapon for handling competition in view of perceived ICT challenges. Users who have stopped using the library must be won back. Continuing financial support for the library may depend on proven use of the library, and there is a need to retain the existing users also. So, what is the need? Libraries are facing competition from other information service providers. They need to take daily decisions on the form and formats for acquiring and archiving information. Librarians are striving to provide free access to information that are struggling with space constraints, shrinking budgets, and rising of the cost of the materials. At the same time, users' expectations are going high with the emergence of online access to information. In response to these factors, management philosophies and administrative operations of libraries have changed considerably over the years. Librarians are embracing marketing techniques to be more efficient managers and effective information service providers. Marketing efforts, libraries are facing the greatest challenge, that is, the financial provisions for libraries are being continuously curtailed and they are pressurized to be self-sustained. Librarians are hard-pressed to mobilize the financial resources. This requires an increased emphasis on marketing. Good marketing efforts can take care of all resources, and how best these can be channelized in an efficient way. Library services are valuable services, but are undervalued because of lack of visibility among the users. Marketing efforts can help in improving the image of the library and information LIS professionals by establishing cordial relations with the users and other patrons. Good facilities, high standard of service, good discipline and well-behaved staff. LIS professionals applying marketing techniques. LIS professionals had engaged primarily with suppliers and thus lost interest in working for the users and customers. But it must be kept in mind that only satisfied users come back and there are greater chances of it. Dissatisfied customers will find some other suppliers of information to meet their information needs. The reasons for applying marketing techniques in an organization, particularly in library and information center, is not to achieve profit in financial terms, but to achieve high level of user satisfactions and to enhance the perceived value of their services and products. The increased user satisfaction will result in the increased willingness to use and pay for the services that are offered. Enhanced perception of the value of the organization will translate into increased level of support to the organization. As such, user satisfaction has direct impact with the support they get from the library. However, some efforts could be made to get such funding through the dealing with the funding bodies directly. What LIS professionals need? To meet the user's needs satisfactorily, the first thing the LIS professionals need to understand whom are they trying to serve. What are the user's interests? What can the librarians provide to serve these interests? Under what condition can the librarians offer services and products? How do the librarians communicate with the users? How users communicate their needs to the LIS professionals? Librarians must capitalize their expertise in meeting the user needs through the resources available, and in this case I would like to emphasize here that the senior librarian should come forward and play a very active role in it. In the information era, marketing's role in library and information center is finding information products for the users and customers and not users customers for the information and the product. It is to remember that no library owns its users to the extent that it determines their likes and dislikes. Librarians must pay attention to users' requirements and preferences. Over the years, there is a paradigm shift of libraries have taken place. Libraries want the user to come again and use their resources and services. Traditionally, libraries have very high positive and favorable relationship with its users. Users are formally attached with the library as a members of the library. Librarians have a great potential to transfer this positive, favorable relationship to attract users time and again. Users will come again only if their present needs are well met. And in meeting the information needs of the users, marketing attitude plays a vital role. Fearful that change may threaten the existence of library, we must look to marketing to help us manage it better. There are certain misunderstanding of the marketing concept, and there has been resistance due to misunderstanding of the marketing concept and its application in the library environment. Failure to recognize and understand a marketing orientation and its process even when they are present, and a disagreement with the basic tenets of marketing that places the emphasis upon the customer rather than the product, the profit or the organization itself. Many myths prevail in the minds of the library professionals, such as marketing equates selling, promotion or advertising. Marketing focus mostly on customers. Marketing of information service, marketing is about products and information is not a product. Marketing requires good marketing persons, basically who can interact. We have a very strong certain characteristics he has. Like he has got a communication skill, he has got a convincing skill, he has got a negotiation skill. Marketing is extra work to be done. Marketing requires a huge budgets, and marketing is about making profits, and the library services, whereas, are still considered free of cost. This is a cycle of a very interesting from a librariesessential.com I have taken there. So, do a market research when this is a really a classical example of real sense of marketing or true marketing. So, the first and the foremost thing is that how you do the marketing research, how do you carry out the market research. Segment the market, target markets into small capsules or clusters especially. Set the goals for them. Ask targets what they want. Create the relevant products and services based on their requirement. Look into the different types of competitions are already existing in the market on those areas. So, plan and evaluations. So, when you after planning an evaluation, probably at that time when you go through, you have already taken a feedback, you have already gone into the different areas of evaluations and all the feedbacks you have taken, probably it is the right time for you to write the marketing plan. So, promote the products and service which you have brought out, deliver the products and service just on time, get the feedback of the products and service which you have developed, study the feedback and go back to the improved steps. Now, this is a rolling cycle. It is not a one-time assignment. It has to be carried out every time, and then only one can be a successful one on this area. What represents marketing in a public library and why it is important nowadays? Marketing is not what many people think it is. Marketing is not the same as sales or telemarketing. It's not being pushy or try to force people to buy or use certain things. What marketing is really about, asking people what they want and need, creating the products and services to fill those needs, spreading the work effectively so people know that you have those things they want. True marketing is a service mindset, not a sales mindset. It's vital to make great marketing a part of public libraries culture. Now there are so many other places that people can get information. Many people think they can do better with the mobile phones. They don't understand that libraries offer services, events and classes that are relevant to them. When the librarians feel that their marketing strategy is not effective, why is that? What can they do and what is the missing link? If you believe that simply putting up posters and placing articles in the local news and posting on social media is all you need to do as a marketing, then you are missing the big picture. The promotional activities are only one of a very small component of the entire marketing processes. So the cycle of true marketing for libraries are: do you want people to make the most of your library has to offer? Do you want to retain or even increase your funding? Doing all the steps in the cycle can help ensure of that. The cycle of the marketing begins with market research, segmentation, continues with the setting goals, considering the competitions available, writing down the marketing plans, measuring the results which are coming out, and thereby learning what you can do better with the next time you go around the cycle. The research and the data driven decisions you make because of that information, that's the missing link. Discovering customers' needs, having products and services to fulfill them and make sure people know the library can help, that's what ensures the success. For instance, rather than guessing what programs and classes your citizens want, survey them and get some real data. So the recommendation is never guess what people want when you can ask them. Think about marketing at the beginning of a project, not at the end of a project. Create marketing plans for every important thing you want to publicize. So, the paradigm shift between an information services, the former and the emerging part, it shows that a library as a building, a place where the customer had to come physically in to avail themselves of the library services. We are in the service business through which information is needed to the right user at the right time in the right format. Whenever there was a need for the user to go to the library, if there was not any need, there was no effort at library's end. We are in the emerging pattern, we are more comfortable with the relationship with the users. Library was considered inherently desirable for the users, whereas users now have different options to acquire the desired information. We are not the sole suppliers of information now, because there is a dimensional change, a dramatic change has taken place, and we have to adapt ourselves with the dramatic change which has come up. User satisfaction in the 21st century will surely go beyond the boundaries of any library, as the emphasis in librarianship is focused on customer service. Information is no longer location dependent. Librarians must, however, accept the fact that they cannot assume that users will continue to view them as the principal information providers. Developments in information and communication technology and the internet are two catalysts of change in the information academic environment. They are leading to a large extent to the replacement of the physical library with the virtual library of resources available elsewhere. Librarians' user relationship, librarians should know, now you be aware that they are no longer the sole link between the information user and the online store of knowledge. Internet technologies provide unique opportunity by bringing together people who are geographically distant but belong to the same communities. Scholars in the same fields of specialization share their views, and the virtual library is certainly the library of the future, and the librarians need a change of attitude to apply them. So with that, I come to an end of a very interesting area of need for marketing sector. See, please remember, before I conclude, I would like to say and make a submission to all my students. When you are into any organization or in a responsible position in a library, please remember, information marketing or marketing information service is a very important component. It is the only dimension which bridge the gap between you and your client or your user, and that you need to understand. It's a very sensitive thin thread between the two persons. Now what you need to do, you have to provide a quality service to these people and strengthen strengthen the thread between you and the client. So thank you very much. Thank you for your patient listening.